Hey friends, I'm Heidi with Heavenly Minded Home, and today I want to share with you guys 23 homeschool resolutions for the year 2023. To this super exciting video. I love doing these homeschool show and tells. Thank you to Rooted in Rest and the Waldock Way for hosting these. The first Wednesday of every month, a fun video comes out. So be sure to check out the links in the description and go and visit everybody else who's on there. This month, we're going to be sharing about our homeschool resolutions. So I thought how fun to do 23 resolutions for the year 2023. I'm Heidi. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4 children from ages turning 5 next week through 18. So I've got kind of some of everyone here. We have been homeschooling since our oldest was in 1st grade. He did kindergarten and half of 1st grade in the public school system. We brought him in, homeschooled him starting then, and the girls have all been homeschooled, throughout their entire lives. So homeschool is something that we are very, very, very passionate about. Our channel is Heavenly Minded Home, but we started off as the minimalist homeschool and really have kind of just grown into this. We are in ministry full time, really focusing on homeschool and homeschool families. We believe in it a bajillion percent. Homeschool is something that is so special. I think as followers of Christ, it is something that is really, really important for us to, understand and take part in, training our children up in the ways of the Lord and keeping it heavenly minded in everything that we do, because it is not this life that we live for when we are believers in Christ, but the eternal one to come. So something we're very, very passionate about. That's why right now we're doing a vlog coming out every single day this year. So be sure when you subscribe, you tap that little bell notification to get all of those updates as they come out. We share about our homeschool. We share about just being a keeper at home. I write a family Bible curriculum that we put out. We've got more months of that coming out here soon. We host the Heavenly Minded Homeschool co-op. So we have co-op classes. Homeschool is something we're really passionate about. There's a lot of things to go toward that. So of course, there's links down in the description for all of those different things if you guys want to go check that out. If you have any questions, please comment as you go, message us, whatever it is. We are here to serve you and your family as you go through this life, right? Serving the Lord, bringing our children close, training them up to the glory of God. And I'm really passionate about it and really excited to have this platform here in this community of other believers to really dig into this stuff. Let's go ahead and look here. I wrote down my 23 homeschool resolutions for this year, 2023. I want to go ahead and break it up. I've got 5 resolutions that are for me, right? As the homeschool mom, the resolutions that I want to work on this year. I've got another 5 resolutions focused toward the homeschooling of our oldest. His name is Travis. He just turned 18 this past September. He's finishing up his last little bit of school here, and then he's done. That's it, which is crazy to be graduating our first child. So I've got 5 resolutions for him, 5 for our daughter Lily. She is 12, 5 for our daughter Virginia. She is getting ready to turn 10 this spring. And then I've got 3 resolutions for Olivia, our youngest. She turns 5 next week. So let's go ahead and dive into these resolutions. Okay, so 5 resolutions here for myself. Let's start with that. This collaboration with Waldock Way and Rooted in Rest, really praying over this, knowing that we were going to be doing this video this month. I wanted to really think about the things that are the things that kind of trip me up each year. Even though I've been homeschooling for many, many years, there's still those things that I get lost in. And these are the resolutions I wanted to set for myself. The first one would be to be present. It's so easy to get wrapped up, especially we're in ministry full time between YouTube and the co-op and our church and all the things that we're doing. Life gets hectic, it gets crazy, okay? That just happens. And I want to make sure that I am reminding myself to stay focused, right? Our oldest is getting ready to graduate high school, right? He is a legal adult. It goes by so quickly. there's so many things that want our attention. There's so many things that maybe seem important, but then you look back years later and you're like, why was I so focused on that? I want to remind myself, and I want to really be focused on being present in the day-to-day with my children. My second resolution would be to trust my instincts. I think that's something that we live in a day and age where we have so much information coming at us. YouTube, social media, news, there's just so much that comes pouring in, and it can cause us to second guess ourselves, to, kind of go back and forth, or maybe go against our gut and, think we have to do this or do that. And I want to do better at just trusting my instincts. God designed these children and gave them to me. They're my gift from the Lord. I know what is best for them. I do. And I need to trust that instinct and go with what I truly feel is the best thing to go with. And that's something I want to get better at. The third thing would be, I want to work more on just letting life lead the lessons. I know there's great curriculums and there's all this stuff, and plans are, fantastic, sitting down and planning all this stuff, but then life happens. And so instead of getting stressed or worried that I had this great plan laid out and then life, threw a curveball in, I want life to lead the lessons that I'm going through with my children, right? What does God, have playing out before us in the day-to-day? Let's kind of flow with that and let that lead these things. Obviously, it's happening in our life. It's happening for a reason. Let's go with that and learn from that and through that, instead of, me getting worked up and worried that it's, throwing off my plans. I want life to lead the lessons. The fourth goal that I want to set here for our homeschool is to play more games. Yes, there is so much learning to be had through gameplay. Board games, card games, dice games, video games, right? Games can be used in so many wonderful ways. Even with our homeschool Bible curriculum, I designed that after seeing how much my kids loved trivia style games. They love it. We even have it's up there, our little Google Home speaker, playing trivia on that. Our kids love it. They have so much fun. And so we kind of structured it in that way. And I see how much growth they're doing through that. Games are such a great way for math skills, for personal skills, for so many different things. And it's something that sometimes we do really good with, and then other times we don't, because I get too busy and the thought of pulling out games just kind of gets crazy. I got a vlog coming up where I'm going to share with you guys. We're setting up kind of themes for our days, and that's going to kind of help us in doing this, where we're playing more games. Definitely something I want to focus on in our homeschool. The fifth, for me, goal that I want to focus on specifically is to just get out more. We challenged ourselves last year to hike every week. We did fantastic for the first half of the year, totally failed the second half of the year. I want to get better at that. We live in the mountains of Western North Carolina, and there's so many amazing historical sites and museums and hidden little gems around us that we could go to. And even though we've lived here for 8 years, we've never gone and done these things. And so I want to get a little bit better at getting out and going and seeing these things and getting that hands-on learning experience and stuff like that. We've never done really good at that. And this year, I want to try to do better. So hopefully throughout all the vlogs you guys are getting every single day this year, you guys will start seeing a lot more of that. And maybe it can be an encouragement to you as well to get out and explore, your own backyard, what's around you, what's in your community. So that's what I hope to do for me. All right, now for our oldest, Travis. Like I said, he just turned 18. He's finishing up his last little bit here of school. I'm so proud of him. The homeschool experience with him from start to finish has just been fantastic. And I'm so thankful that we took that leap. We started homeschooling. We knew nobody that homeschooled. We kind of just figured it out on our own, but we'll forever be thankful for that. But these are the 5 things I really want to work on with him in this last little bit here as he finishes up his final year of school. And that would be, I think, first and foremost, to help him in just building his confidence. He is such an amazing child. He's such an amazing man. He's so talented. And to see him start to get out and kind of put himself out there and try different things and build that confidence up. I really want to see that with him this year. The second thing for him would just be helping him transition into adulthood. It's not, he's got no plans of, just taking off and running, anytime soon, but helping him with these things where he shouldn't have to use #adulting. You know what I mean? Like these things that you see so many, struggle with, school didn't prepare them for. They don't know how to, file their income taxes and, take care of this and know how credit cards work and how do you pay your utilities and, all these little details of life. I want to start involving him in more of those, we have been, but involving him in more of those that we literally do, every month. So that way he can really learn how things work, how to do it, learn from our mistakes. He can do it better than we've done. Really transition into adulthood. Nothing's going to be perfect, but I want that to be an area that we focus on so he can be as equipped as we can possibly help him to be. The third thing I want to focus more on with him is him taking on more household responsibilities. There's many different things that we have around our property that we've kind of transitioned him into being point on, him taking over this. It started with things like, mowing the yard and then doing some of this and collecting firewood and then chopping firewood and, kind of bringing on more, fix-it duties, maintenance duties, just different things that we have so that way he can, yes, be a blessing to the family, but then he's building that confidence and becoming more proficient in these normal life things that, we all probably wish we were a little better equipped when we first became adults. So definitely having him take on more there, I think will be a big help. The fourth thing for him that we want him to start focusing on is starting a cottage industry, right? A business of his own that he can do right here out of the home. We've got some different ideas. Him and my brother are actually getting ready to start a little business. And so there is a lot of learning to be had there. So a lot of learning to happen over the next little bit with that, and just really, really excited to be able to take all of these things that he's learned and start putting them into practice with starting his own business, right? His first job will be his own business, and I'm really excited for that. We love entrepreneurship and, taking on these things, and so very excited to see him move into this on his own. So not just a thing that our whole family does and he's kind of just there for, but his own thing. Very excited for that. The fifth thing that we will, of course, continue to work with him on is to, equip and disciple and encourage him in his growth in biblical manhood, right? His walk with the Lord, what scripture so clearly calls for our men who profess Christ to be, and to help, support him, encourage, and equip him in that for his own walk and his own life. So those would be my 5 goals, my 5 resolutions to really focus on with our son. Next would be our daughter Lily, who is 12 years old, and such a blessing seeing her really start to transition into really becoming this preteen and growing. For those of you who did Biblical Womanhood with us this past summer, you guys saw her when she joined us for that. I'm just so excited for this next kind of phase it really feels like she's moving into of, not really being a little girl anymore, but becoming this young woman. And so 5 things I want to work on with her. The first one would be to just help build her responsibilities. Looking around at things that, I've kind of normally taken care of and I've done, and, kind of handing over a little more of this responsibility to the care of our home and even her own things. Seeing her grow in that has really been a neat process. And so I'd really like to continue to focus on that this year. The second thing would be, she is an amazing storyteller. Her and her brother both, they are just phenomenal. And she is constantly reading, constantly writing. Our HMH co-op has been huge for this, so thank you, co-op. But she would love to share her stories, and so I think finding a way that she can do that, whether it be, her starting her own little business or, whatever we might do, I'm not totally sure yet, but to find a way to get her share her stories, I think would be a really cool thing to focus on this year for her, because the creativity, right, of these minds. These things they come up with are just so cool, and it's something she's really passionate about. So I'd love to help support her in getting to share that. The third thing I would like to focus on with her would be more one-on-one activities. She loves just that one-on-one time, and I think it's sometimes easy to forget when our kids get older and they're, you know, just more independent, and we think, oh, they've got it. But that one-on-one time is so special, and she loves it so much, and it's something that I want to make sure I put a focus on as we continue to strengthen and grow our relationship as she's getting older and kind of becoming this young woman. And so doing things where we can be just one-on-one connecting and having that special time together is something I want to make sure we're focusing on this year as well. The fourth thing would be to get better at being a keeper at home. I take biblical womanhood very seriously. It's something we're very passionate about, and helping to equip her with these things so that when she does, you know, kind of come of age and kind of move into adulthood, I want her to be equipped there. I want her to be, you know, confident and have that servant's heart. And so looking at different ways that I can be doing a better job to be preparing her to be a keeper at home and a biblical woman, you know, all of that is something that I really want to work at. The homekeeping part of it, I think, is going to be really, really important, which kind of leads us into our fifth goal here, fifth resolution, being to just help continue to grow her in biblical womanhood. Like I said, we have the collective, that's our membership group here on YouTube. Friday, I'm releasing the next course we're doing, so you guys be sure to click back and check that out on Friday. I'm really, really excited. We do different classes and studies. It's a great community over there. And over the summer, we do biblical womanhood. And last year, we did it with our daughters as well. I already have plans for this year's. I can't wait. But she did it, and that really did open a lot to her, going through the scriptures and looking at what God's word says about us as women and what we're called to do, and really want to continue to just support her and encourage her as she grows as a biblical woman, you know, each and every year. So big focus for us this year for Lily. So next would be our daughter, Virginia. She is 9, turning 10 this spring, and these would be the top 5 resolutions I have for her. The first one would be more time reading together. She really struggled with reading. Co-op was amazing, you guys. I'm telling you, our co-op is where it's at, and she learned to read. She's done so well, and that's something I really want to spend just more time one-on-one reading with her to help her build that confidence and skill. I have no idea what they're doing. I think the 5-year-old, almost 5-year-old, went running down the hallway. Anyways, the second thing for her would just be more one-on-one time. I really have started to notice here lately that she's becoming a bigger girl, and as she gets older, just kind of seeing her needs kind of changing. And I think that just one-on-one time, again, like Lily, you know, making sure each of my kids are still getting that special something that we're doing together to strengthen our relationship, to help give them, you know, that kind of love bucket, you know, being filled up the way that they need it. And so that's something I really want to work on with her as well. The third thing for her is to continue to strengthen her speech skills. That's something she has struggled with. We started speech therapy a while back. She loves it so much, and she is doing so well. Our dentist, who we love so much, even noticed the other day we were in there, she's like, oh my gosh, she's sounding really good. Like, you can hear a difference. But continuing to work with her, help correct her and re-guide her, and see her grow in that skill, which is building her confidence, is something I really want to make sure that we just keep on keeping on with and see that growth for her. And then the fourth thing would be to get her involved more with homekeeping. So where Lily needs to start kind of taking over more of those responsibilities, and she's older and a little more, you know, able, I need to start bringing Virginia in more and teaching her how to do these things. She's already taken over some things, like we do a load of laundry each day. And so Virginia has started, you know, taking the towels and learning to fold them and get them put away. But starting to kind of bring her in more and give her a little more responsibility and build those skill sets, I think will be really important for her this year. And then the fifth thing for Virginia would be to start teaching her about biblical womanhood. So, I mean, she learns about it just through seeing me do it, hearing me talk about it with her sister. But as far as sitting down and kind of doing probably the course I did last year for Lily, being able to sit down and do that with her is, I think, that next step that she's ready for, and she's ready to start learning about and seeing God's word and learning what God's design is for her is really, really important. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be an area we start working on with Virginia this year. Last but certainly not least would be my last 3 resolutions for this year. And this is for our daughter, Olivia, who she's 4, going on 5 next week. And oh my gosh, this kid, you guys, she's something else. You'll see if you watch the vlogs, you know, most of you, we've been vlogging. Our channel has been here since right before she was born. So you guys have watched her grow up. She is something else. We absolutely subscribe to a better late than early approach to our children's education. I've got videos, I'll try to link them up here if you guys are interested more in that. So we really don't mandate that they are sitting down doing homeschool, you know, work on the norm until about 8 or 9 years old. And so she's still definitely in this early phase. And these would be the 3 things that I really want to focus on with her this year. The first one would be more activities. She is a very physical child. Her ADHD is through the roof, literally, and she needs physical activity. She needs outlets. She needs this so much. And so kind of bringing in different things that we can do to give her that makes such an impact on her. And so I want to be more mindful of that as we go through this year. The second one would be to really work on longer engagement times. She just started speech therapy with Virginia, and we're really noticing, it's something that like we've noticed at home, but then being out and doing stuff with her, I really, really notice it. She's got the attention span of like a goldfish. It's this big. She is boom, 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 boom all over the place. And so working on some different things through speech therapy and with the co-op to help her kind of grow that engagement time. Part of it is just age, and that's totally fine, but she's struggling a little bit in that area. And so that's an area I really want to try to kind of work on and focus on with her to help her grow that so that she can be engaged for a little bit longer of a period than where she's currently at. And then the third goal for her would be some quiet time training. She is very high energy. Go, 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 go. And then we have these really big crashes later in the day. She doesn't nap anymore. She gave that up a long time ago, but we're kind of seeing this imbalance later in the day where behavior is coming an issue because she is so high energy that when that crashes down, she struggles a bit. And so kind of helping her to have this quiet time where whether it's curling up with me, reading a book, listening to an audiobook, doing some sort of, maybe like low-key activity to help her have a little bit of that time to refresh herself, I think is going to be really, really helpful for her and for the whole family. So those would be the 3 areas I want to help Miss Olivia with. There you have it. Those are my 23 homeschool resolutions for the year 2023. And I know it's a lot, but for each kid having specific areas that I want to work on and focus on, I think is really, really important. And of course, we'll be sharing it all with you guys as we vlog through this year. So I'm excited to kind of share it out there, right? This is what we're working on. And then you guys will see the updates. You'll see where we succeed, where we fail, and kind of everything in between. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that this can be something to encourage you or maybe help you feel like you're not alone if there's some of these areas that you're struggling with in your home as well. But maybe it's something that you want to think about for each of your individual children. What are some areas that you want to kind of focus on, you want to work on this year, or maybe start implementing? What's something maybe you used to do that you'd like to get back to better serve your child? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear where you guys are at and what you guys are working on. And hopefully I will see you all right back here tomorrow for our next video. We'll see you guys then. Bye. Whoa, did we just become best friends? Because I think we did. I'm so glad you hung out with me. High five. I appreciate it. some more videos if you want to watch, a subscribe button that should pop up somewhere if you want to come, and you know, make sure you tap the little notification, see when we got new videos coming out. I would greatly appreciate it. It was fun hanging out with you guys. Come see us in whatever else you watch that we're doing, and you know, we'll have a good time.